everyone! Velocity here, back in action for more Great Ace Attorney 2, Resolve Attraction. That's right, we're continuing on Case 4 as we move on down to Shlom's place to see what he shloms it up. Because that's what he does, right? What was that? A man screaming in a most unflattering way. Do you think could it have been Mr. Sloane's? Oh my, I do hope not. Hey! Hey! I don't do it anymore. Mon ami, mon ami. Stop this disgraceful display. Who are these people? Look at their hair, it's bright red. I think they must be clients of Mr. Sloane's. Right, you two. You come with me now. Down to the clink. No! Not in prison! It is dark and damp, and I don't like it! The darkness isn't my friend. I am not scared. But you're always scared of the dark. Shut your mouth, you idiot! I will sit quietly in the dark and plan our next daring zeist. I don't like this. I don't like it. Well, Tiff, we finish this down the yawn. Now get moving. Bye then, Genie. Have fun. Oh yeah, thanks, Iris. Thanks, you great detective. Gina makes the fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie! And Runo! Hello, Iris. We're home. Well, did you find, your daddy? Yes. We arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend... Oh, well that's great news. I hope I'll get to see, my daddy again soon. Ah, yes, of course. Or John H. Wilson. So, Iris, all that remains now is that greatest of problems known to man. But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe some tea is in order. Don't you, my dear fellows? Is something wrong, Mr. Naruto? Do I have a crumb or such like on my face? So much on your face. Yeah, it's on your head, I'd say. Come along then, everyone. I've brewed a lovely specials blend. Time for tea. Whatever is going on here today? In that case, let us sit and drink now. For I am, in fact, expecting a guest later today. Okay, can we present him with these again? Presenting. Are you going to give me the same dog treatment? Dog? Is that the first time? Tell me, Mr. Naruto. Is this the first time you've shown me this particular trinket? Oh, I don't really remember, to be honest. If my saying that it's a color for a breed of miniature canine with a particularly long neck were to precipitate a "here we go again" from your lips, we could be sure it was not the first time. Deduction, you see, my dear fellow. Deduction. He said something different for once. That's wild. Ooh, newspaper. This looks like last week's edition. What's the article circled in red ink for? It's an advertisement column. It says... To the Red-Headed League. Red-Headed League? What's that? I don't know. I never heard of it before, but... Is something on my face? This has something to do with that. Lively hair. I love how she just looks at him just like, no, I don't like this. You like this fireplace. One of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Though, I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Putting your legs under a warm, blanketed table is so comforting. Do be careful, Miss Naruto. Don't mistakenly put your feet into the fire, will you? You'd suffer terrible burns, you know. I worry sometimes about how Sato-san sees me. You are basically her little brother. I'm not even joke. The mask Cosmo wore, he was assigned to Lord Van Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up. We ought to give it back to him, I suppose. But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself. But isn't he your best friend? Yeah, doesn't mean they get along like that, though, Susato? My eye is always drawn to this big metal chest that Mr. Slomes and Iris use as a coffee table. Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers? It is, so you'd think that they treat it with more care, really. But only the other day I saw Mr. Slomes kick it. Oh no! I suppose something must have been frustrating him. What a shame to mistreat the furniture, though. Was it damaged? The chest was fine, but Mr. Slomes was doubled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes. Oh dear. That is a painful tale. Like, bro got mad and got hurt by a table. I thought that's funny. Ah yes, Mr. Slome's curious collection of trinkets from various mysteries he solved. It's one of my favorite parts of this room. Those items with such exciting tales to tell. But I do believe he's added to it since I last looked. Now there's a mysterious, mysterious little box, mysterious horseshoe, mysterious biscuit. I think that last one might just be one of Iris's unfinished snacks. Alright. This blackboard is where Iris scribbles down her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, you seem to have drawn a lot of little stick figures all lined up. Look. Cheap apples at the market is what all of them say. What? Little figures could speak? All your questions would be answered if only you would read the month's Rensen magazine. So I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this. Iris's pretty little tea set is set out beautifully as ever. Look. Well, it's only by carefully taking care of a tea set that you can make good tea. Is that a roundabout way of telling me I need to tidy my desk? Oh, Mr. Naruto, you do overthink things at times. I do think that was her doing that, though. I gotta be real. Like, let's be honest, half of the stuff she says to Naruto is kind of shade, I'm gonna be real. If I remember correctly, this large and imposing lump of iron is called a typewriter. To think that every single one of the adventures of Herlock Shlomes blossomed from this very machine. Ah, it's such a dreamy thought. Actually, I had to go on it the other day. The metal bars that move when you hit the keys got all tangled up somehow. That made Iris angry. Mr. Naruto, you've ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that again. I made Susato sound angry as well. That's Iris's wonderful collection of medicines, potions, and chemicals. Just look at all the little bottles she squeezed onto the shelves. Yes, and there are charming little ribbons tied around the bottles, too. The labels aren't quite as so charming, are they? This one here reads deadly poison. Oh, I've been so excited about the idea of helping Iris with her experiments, you know? Just try to avoid any bottles labeled deadly poison or highly explosive. I don't think she would. Iris isn't a particularly, like, person that watches, and Susalto-san is a curious girl. You know? All sorts of these shelves. Chemistry apparatuses, books, papers, and some things I've never seen before. All heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment. It looks as though it might topple, and yet it doesn't. An epitome of Mr. Shlom's brilliance. I don't get it. As it happens, I'm quite well practiced when it comes to stacking shelves myself. Just the other day, the shelf in my office finally gave way under the strain, though. It looks as though it might topple, and it does. Yes, the epitome of your disarray. I really don't get it. I mean, it hasn't for like several cases. This is Mr. Shlom's famous viola? The one he found being sold for a song at a pawnbrokery. What's it called again? A Shodi something? Oh yes, this wonderful instrument features in The Adventures of Herlock Shlom's. It's a world-famous Stradivis. What? Stradivis, Mr. Nardo. Are you even trying now? We'll come back to this another time, I think. I feel like he got it close that time. I only managed to remember this behemoth's name. The Great Analytical Scope. I don't think it was here when I left for Japan, was it? Oh, is that right? Yes, because if it was with the pawnbroker. Ah, of course. Oh, that's given me a wonderful idea. I could pawn everything that's on your desk. Office would be tidy at last. Don't even joke about it, Mrs. Sato. You are joking, aren't you? I was not joking. Alright, Mr. Redhead. Why are you at Wendy's? What was that about the greatest of problems known to man that you mentioned before? Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Shlums? How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance? Well, I think I've heard talk of it somewhere? Possibly? It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was newly proposed 40 years ago now. According to its author, Mr. Darwin, we humans were once apes who lived in the treetops. Wait, what? We were apes? Indeed. And for the very moment those apes descended from the Campodi to live as humans. It has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man. Our lot? What is this great problem, Mr. Slums? Why, is it not obvious, my dear madame? The problem of rent. But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Dispels only the other day? Psh, a large sum! One potted herb for Iris and a new motor car for me later. And all of it was quite disappeared, I assure you. Why did he get a new motor car? Why did he get Iris upon an herb? Wasn't he supposed to, like, have rent? Like, my dude, that's on you. Honestly, Hurley, you know you squandered it. Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem, for the coming month at least. And what was the answer? Why, there's a substantial clue before your very eyes. Don't tell me. Let me see. Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There's one particular feature about my person that's changed. You should notice it in the end, I think. In the end? It's stabbing in both eyes, right from the very beginning of our conversation. I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Miss Nardo. Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on much longer. So, the lie you told. Mr. Slomes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us. I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. That case aboard the SS Buria in January. Cosmo wasn't killed, and you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on? The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew. But how? After they carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. And I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse. Oh, how horrible. It was necessary to find some material with which I persuaded the crewmen to keep their word, of course. But why? Why did you do it in the first place? I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events. What events? His disappearance in Hong Kong. Oh. I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment. Mr. Slomes? Okay. So we still have rent due. He made an error of judgment that he can't elaborate on. And we still don't know about the two visitors. Mr. Slomes, who were the two gentlemen that were here before? Oh, just a pair of petty criminals. Nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all matters of infractions. When the mood takes you? All manner of infractions? But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Herlock, Slomes, well, that's when their luck runs out. Oh my! You were the target of a crime, Mr. Shlomes? But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally. You should have asked Greg C. to come, too. He could have had an arresting party. I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming. The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Aha, I have it. A bungler. That's the word. Good job he's not here to hear you say that. Those redheads have been up to no good. I wonder what the men did. Well, I'm guessing I have to look. So let's go ahead and look. Examine the Redhead League on account of the bequest of the late Isaac Hopkins of Lebanon, PA, USA. There is now another vacancy open, which entitles a member of the league to a salary of £40 a week for purely nominal fees. All red-headed men who are sound in body and mind and above the age of 21 years are eligible, able to apply in person the morning of the 31st of the large park on Lime Street. Get £4 per week if you are a redhead. Bro decided to become a redhead just for this. Oh my god. It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Shlomes. To the Redheaded League. Does that strike you in some way? I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair. So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruto. Sorry? In the first instance, and quite indispensably, observation. Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut. So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits. Relegate and boast or boast? What are you doing with the Redheaded League, Mr. Shlomes? So what is the Redheaded League, which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you've circled? You noticed it in the paper then. That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment. It was? How? According to the advertisement, the Redheaded League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair. That doesn't entirely surprise me. Listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week. Oh my, £4 a week? But why? What are they paying people for? That I don't know. No details are given in an advertisement. But surely every red-headed person in the country will be flocking in to join in that case. You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in an application at once. So will I, just on the off chance. That might be stretching a point, I think. Trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see. Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can? But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away. It wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Shlomes. So you decided to try to join in his place? Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow? No. So why? Why did it have to go so wrong? What on earth happened? A blunder, Mr. Naruto, though it pains me to admit it. What is your blunder, my dude? What did you actually do to your hair, Mr. Slums? I'm glad you asked, Mrs. Sato. What you see atop my head is neither dye nor a hairpiece. I changed the color of my hair overnight by the world's wonders of chemistry. Chemistry? I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves. And in the course of my work, I stumbled upon a potion that, when taken, turns one's hair a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It would make every hair on your body perfectly crimson. I think I'll pass. But Mr. Slums, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it? Amateurs are always hampered by such fears. Oh, I should have never doubted you, Mr. Slums. You mean to say... But of course, to earn £4 per week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger. That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely. So anyway, Herlock led full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park at Lime Street, where the red-headed elite were interviewing a prospect of new members. So what went wrong? All park was choked with red-headed folk, like a coaster's orange burrow. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. When the panel of interviews saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Herlock Schlums, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?" So naturally, I had no choice but to reply, "Shush, don't give me away." After which I could do little else but turn and leave. Then this morning, when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned the pair to the police. Oh dear, what a disaster. Are Herlock and those two redheads? Aha! Here is my guest now, my latest client, with money to spend. Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Herlock. Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating, save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Oh dear, I'm afraid that Herlock can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due. Mr. Schlums, Herlock Schlums, please. Oh, please. Please find my husband. He's run away. To upset me? I beg your pardon? Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruto? I didn't say a word! Come, my dear madam. Be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please. Of course. What's the matter, Mrs. Sato? Oh, it's just a gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Maybe recently. Yes! Now you come to mention it. As I explained earlier, my name is Eve Avigel. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough.
Oh, Mr. Shlums, you are in the picture of benevolence.
I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingency reasons. I trust you to remember your words, also.
If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
Oh, me?
What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand?
Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me.
Ah, I see.
I can vouch for the gentleman personally, after all. He's hard of hearing.
How did I ever get my hopes up?
Let's give her this. Miss Viegel, would you mind casting your eyes over this?
Oh, my poor Adele. Where have you gone? What's become of you?
I'm afraid she's too worried about her husband to pay any attention, Mr. Nardo. Either that or she doesn't want to be bothered with me. Well, let's converse then. Mr. Virgil then. Mr. Virgil. Beagle. Tell us about your husband, madame.
Mr. Viegel, my darling, is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here.
Is she 40 years? She's a baddie. An entirely unremarkable gentleman. By appearance, at least. How long have you been married?
It will be 50 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably.
As it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh, gosh!
Your dress is the latest style. Your hair clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared. Correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and they rather dotes on me.
Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroidered in some incident or other.
Oh, that's exactly what I fear must have happened. Mrs. Shlomes, I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will?
What exactly is your husband's line of work?
He's a warder at the prison.
A guard? That is somewhat unusual. Alright, prison warder? So, your husband is a prison warder?
That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Indeed? I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out.
Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments?
At such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is armored more handsomely than the other wardens. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors.
Yes, I believe your pertinence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, Mr. Shlomes.
Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it.
Yes, that's correct. Locate a cemetery.
No! Locate cemetery? Very place we were discussing in court? It's unbelievable! Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet, undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Slums. I'm afraid you've lost me.
Ah, pay no heed, madam. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? Alright, well... Forgive me for asking, Miss Veagle, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps?
Oh my!
Pshaw! My dear fellow, what is your intention? Surely you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Ah, I know I recognized her.
You have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly. It sends shivers down my spine.
I can't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean.
Pardon?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was really nothing more.
Now look what you started, Mr. Slomes.
Thank you very much.
I believe it would be pertinent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Yes. What is he, a child? So in the matter of your husband's disappearance, when did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I am sorry? Yesterday? That really is recent. Laughably so.
Truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away from his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him to return home at night, but this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that was certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear darling, whatever could have happened.
My dear Miss Veagle, please, calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally. Sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for one day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Miss Veagle, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to trace your husbands down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sloan.
And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another blunderer's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
Seek only to put this sweet friend in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. Thank you for everything you've shared with us, Miss Veagle. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir.
Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report. I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Shlums.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. You would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession? Okay. Thank you. Now, Allow me to show you the door.
Can't thank you enough, Mr. Shlums. You've been simply marvelous. You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? The news in a day or two? Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow. But by that time, I'm successfully located Mr. Beagle. We shall mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Nutter, though?
Don't look at me like with those pleading eyes.
Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case?
Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually.
Excellent. And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Parkley Prison, I mean.
Ah, so you noted that.
Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Parkley Prison. So it was renowned among us students in the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Parkley Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated. The professor.
And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem.
It's all very particular.
Indeed, but nothing you can't handle. Not quite certain, Mr. Nardo.
Sorry?
Go along to the prison and see what you could glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried.
But aren't you going to go yourself?
Surely you needn't ask.
I can't possibly be seen out with this hair. But did he go to Lime Street with that hair?
That was a quite different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you excuse me, I'm rather busy.
What a maroon. Of course you are. Well, it seems that we got to go to prison, everybody. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and you can. And I'll see y'all later, okay? Sayonara. Bye-bye.